In a quiet coastal town, autumn painted the streets in amber and gold. Clara, a 38-year-old children's book illustrator, moved into the apartment above the Curious Page, a tiny bookstore she'd inherited from her late aunt. The shop smelled of aged paper and peppermint tea, patrolled by a one-eyed tabby cat named Tolstoy. Clara hadn't planned to upend her life, but grief had a way of rewriting plans. One rainy afternoon, as she struggled to fix a leaking ceiling, a knock interrupted her. A man stood in the doorway, holding a toolbox and a paper bag of warm cinnamon rolls. His name was Elias, a local carpenter and baker. Elias had promised Clara's aunt years ago to look after the place. His hands were calloused, his smile earnest, and his laugh lines deeper when he noticed Tolstoy curling around his ankles. "Cats and old books," he said. "Best kind of chaos." Over weeks, Elias became a fixture, repairing shelves and leaving pastries. Clara learned Elias had lost his wife to illness 5 years prior and had since poured his heart into rebuilding broken things. She found herself sketching him absent-mindedly, his focused frown while sanding a desk, the way he hummed old jazz tunes off-key. They shared tea by the shop's fireplace, growing closer. Clara confessed she hadn't drawn anything new in months. "I used to believe stories found the right people," she said. Elias pulled a worn copy of The Velveteen Rabbit from the shelf. "My wife read this to me when I was in the hospital years ago," he said. "Said it reminded her that love isn't about being perfect." Elias handed the book to Clara. "Maybe you're not stuck. Maybe you're just waiting for the right story." The next morning, Clara found a wooden box on her doorstep. Inside was a set of hand-carved paintbrushes and a note. "For the stories you haven't met yet, E." She smiled, her chest warm, and began drawing again. Clara started drawing a rabbit with a patched-up heart, sitting beside a carpenter with gentle hands. Months later, at the shop's grand reopening, Elias lingered by the door. I made something," he said, nervous. He held out a children's book dummy, titled The Mender of Tales, filled with Clara's art. The book told a story about a baker who fixed broken things. On the last page, Elias had scribbled, "Every repair is a love letter. Thanks for letting me help write yours." They married in the bookstore the following autumn, Tolstoy weaving between their legs as guests tossed pages from old books instead of rice.